Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe from multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines and many other sectors.
In today's rapidly evolving business environment, when risk is omnipresent, managing risks is no longer just about ticking a few boxes. Businesses need to maintain a panoramic view of risks to stay ahead of the curve. Join us to explore how organizations can rethink risk to unlock new possibilities and become fit for future. At PwC presents De-Risking the Future in collaboration with Business Today.
Welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. This is Market Today. I'm Sakshi Batra and with me is Shailendra Bhatnagar, a show where we will help you understand the closing action on the D Street. It's panned out to be a great day, especially for the primary markets today, with spectacular, more than a blockbuster listing that we've seen for Tata Technologies and the other IPOs as well, leaving behind slight subdued listing of Fedbank Finna as well. But secondary markets holding strong, steady at this point in time. 20,093 can still be seen on the Nifty, slightly flattish on the trade right now. So it's just the IT and the banking space that's not contributing, and which is why you can see a flattish trade on the benchmark index. Rest of the sectors are still holding up, with realty space, consumer durables and healthcare perhaps the ones that are leading the ground. When we talk about the Nifty gainers at this point, it's the cement stocks that are hogging all the limelight. Ultratech Cement as the top gainer, 3% higher in trade. Even in the FnO space, you have India Cements that's topping the charts with an 8% sharp up move today. M&M, Apollo Hospitals, Hero Moto, Divis Laboratories, SBI Life, slide of the other gainers. So you have some auto majors, some healthcare majors that are contributing to the gains right now. Shell, it's panned out to be a great rally so far. Looked like the Santa has really arrived early on the D Street, but right now it's a time for caution again because of the political developments that will follow.
Hello Sakshi, and a very warm welcome to thousands of viewers who are joining us on Market today. This is the closing part of what has been a fantastic day. As Sakshi mentioned, I'll just give you some details on the two major listings that have happened and then we'll drill down. Remember, today is also the end of the month of November FnO expiry, which has been fantastic. But first and foremost, the most critical, the most exciting and the most wonderful event that happened today, which is the listing of Tata Technologies. Remember, the IPO was at 500 rupees. The first tick on the listing was at 1200 rupees. And this is the price at the moment, 1309, up 161%. And to my mind, if I just check the number, the last time I checked, Sakshi, 5,000 crores worth of shares were traded. 5,600 crores worth of shares have been traded. The other stock that I want to mark very quickly is Gandhar, and then we'll quickly move to the secondary market. Of course, these are the new entrants in the secondary market as well. Gandhar is up at the moment at 305. This is an 80% appreciation to its IPO price and a fantastic listing here is as well. About 1,100 crores worth of shares that
you should also mention IREDA. It's constantly up for the second day in a row. It's 12% higher at 67.3. And, for those investors who were celebrating the run-up yesterday, it's again up in today's trading session as well.
Absolutely. 2320 crores worth of transactions happening on IREDA. This is, of course, the investing arm of the government of India. The IPO was at 32 rupees. It listed yesterday. So actually, I was just trying to, sort of not give so many good news at one point of time, because the conversation from here is going to turn slightly difficult. We have Ruchit Jain, who's joined us from 5paisa.com. This is of course a very well-known broker, and Mr. Jain is the lead research analyst there. A mild smile playing on Ruchit's face, and that was because of the conversation that we were having offline with him. Ruchit, your view on the Nifty first. Remember, today is the end of the fabulous expiry of November. We've seen the index appreciate 6.1% and now firmly above the 20,000 mark. What do you forecast?
Yeah, hi, very good afternoon, Shail. Very good afternoon, Sakshi. First of all, thank you very much for having me on your show. So, if we look at the markets for this entire November series, no, the mid of the series were more of a consolidation phase wherein we witnessed a range-bound activity from 19,700 to 19,900 range. But no, just before the expiry, we have seen a breakout above that 19,900. And the good part is that this entire up move has been supported by a broader market rally. You look at a Nifty mid cap and the small cap index, they have been continuously forming new highs. And also some of the other sectors which were laggards, such as IT, banking, they have also started participating on the positive side.
Actually, in
So
hindsight,
usually,
we should.
yeah, so usually whenever we see an up move supported by a broad market participation, I think that's where the momentum continues on the higher side. So as of now, the short-term trend still remains on the positive. Today, I think it's more of an expiry effect that we are witnessing a flat trade on the index because the option writers were quite active since morning where 20,000 put options were being sold and 20,150, 100 call options were being sold. So, but no, broadly, you can see the stock specific action still positive. Now, I believe 20,000 to 19,900 would act as a very strong support on any kind of minor declines. And we may be heading towards the previous all-time high, which was around 20,200 quite soon.
Right. Ruchit, it's a fact that despite the stellar listing of Tata Technologies as also Gandhar oil extraction and of course the phenomenal first day of Irida, there are more disappointed investors than happier ones. Now it's your job to make them happy. Share with us one or two good charts that are talking to you on the long side or the short side where some decent money can be made.
So definitely, I think that's a very good thing if you miss the opportunity from the primary market. Secondary markets is also full of opportunities where you can try and make good returns on your investments over here. So if I have to suggest something over here, then Gale would be my first pick. Where we believe that the December series could be quite interesting for this stock. So entire last 1.5 2 months, the stock price has seen a consolidation from the range of 120 to 130, and today we have seen a breakout. And if you look at the today's volumes, it's quite higher than what we usually see on a daily basis. So higher than average volumes, breakout from consolidations, all signs of a resumption of the uptrend. So I think Gale could be one stock where one can expect good returns in the near term. Short-term traders can go long with stop loss below 126, expecting target somewhere around 142 to 144. And FMCG is one basket where we are having a close eye on. So primarily, this is also one space where a relative underperformance I've been seeing. I won't say that it's in a price-wise corrective phase, but more of a time-wise correction, which it has seen in last 6 months. You look at heavyweights such as HUL, ITC, they all have been consolidating in a narrow range. Now the Nifty FMCG index is on the verge of a breakout. And if the index gives a breakout above that 53,000 mark, right now it's around 52,900 or 850. So above that 53,000, if we see, then I think FMCG stocks would also see a catch-up move to the market as they have shown a relative underperformance. HUL within the FMCG basket is on our radar where volumes have started improving gradually, and even in the future segment we have started we are witnessing a good open interest built up happening. So HUL I think would be one stock which would take the leadership in case if we see any kind of such breakout in the December month in the FMCG page. So I'm just preempting a bit at HUL over here. So one can go long around current market price of 2530 with a stop loss below 2470 and expect target around 2600 to 2620 in the short term.
Right. Let's take this one by one and let's start with the Gas Authority of India. The PCR will draw a long-term chart for Gale in front of you. And Sakshi, what's interesting is that we are just about to see a record high on this one. This was one of those non-participating stocks. And the price that you see at the moment was last witnessed in August of 2018. And this price change, the one that you see 6% higher, is accompanied by a very sharp burst in volume. We have over 6 crore shares that have been traded. This is I think the highest that I see at least in 2013 if not more. Actually it's the highest green candle since many months beyond even 2023. So a price and a volume breakout that you are seeing today is something that Ruchit has caught, and a very strong development seen here. Let's just take one more view from Ruchit, and then we'll broaden this discussion to other sources. Ruchit, you've seen very strong rollover data as far as the November FnO expiry is concerned. And Sakshi, what's really interesting is that 11 stocks out of the Nifty posted gains of between 10 and 27%. So by all estimates, this has been a phenomenal rally. Where do you see sectorally, Ruchit, the strongest rollovers on the long side, and where do you see the potential of profit booking ahead as far as December stars are concerned?
So I think couple of sectors that we are focused on. One is banking and NBFC space. So Bank Nifty, no, primarily if we see, then technically it has given an inverted head and shoulders breakout. And if you look at some of the large cap heavyweights such as HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, to add on. So I think that's where long formations have been seen in last couple of trading sessions. And whenever you see long formations just before of the expiry, usually those formations takes place in the next series. So I think banking would be one space which could take the leadership from here on in the December series to take the markets higher. FMCG I've already covered that. FMCG has been more into a consolidation phase. One can wait for a breakout above that level which I mentioned. So that would be one space. And I think defense stocks have been doing quite well. We look at stocks such as HAL, BEL. So I think these stocks would continue the uptrend going ahead also. So no signs of reversal. Good amount of good momentum has been seen. Good rollovers are seen in these defense stocks. So I think these are some of the sectors where outperformance could be expected in December series too.
Okay. Ruchit, what's your outlook on the cement pack? Ultratech Cement is topping the charts on the Nifty today, 3% higher. Of course, there's news flow as well. The company is on an acquisition spree. Burnpur Cement assets have been acquired by the company as well. Of course, the street buzz on Kesoram continues as well. On the other hand, we are seeing India Cements up by 8% in the FnO space today, the top mover right there again. How are you looking at this entire movement in the cement pack, and which would be your top pick from the cement space?
So quite interesting setups in cement stocks too. It's not the only one. Ultratech Cement is up because of news flows. I think the entire sector have been witnessing good price volume action. Ultratech, definitely there's a breakout today. The stock is trading at its all-time high, and being a heavyweight, usually we see leadership coming on from this stock whenever the entire sector moves up. So I think this move could continue in Ultratech Cement towards 9250 to 9300. But we would advise to buy on some kind of declines if we get towards 8850, 8900, because the risk reward ratio would become favorable if we get it on dip. So Ultratech is there on a radar too, but buy on dip strategy would be recommended over here. And apart from that, Grasim would be another stock where we expect some good momentum to come in. The previous swing high around Grasim on 12th of October was 2020, 2030. Exactly, the stock is trading around that range right now. So if we get a breakout about that 2030 mark, then I think a good follow-up move could be expected in Grasim too. So these are two names from the FnO space. I would cover one more name from the mid-cap cement stock. So Sagar Cements is one stock which technically is looking poised for a breakout from consolidation. If you look at volumes in last 3 or 4 trading sessions, very high volumes compared to its average volumes have been seen. 270 to 75 is the breakout zone for the stock, and looking at the price volume action, I think one can look to preempt a breakout over here. And once we get a breakout about 275, a good trended phase could be expected in Sagar Cement too.
Okay, so that's as far as the cement space is concerned. Another related sector, realty, is what I'm going to ask you. The Nifty realty is now moved up as the top sectoral mover today. Prestige Estates, 6.5% higher right now, topping the real estate sector. Macrotech, 5% higher in trade. Brigade Enterprises, 4.5% higher in trade. Sobha, 3% higher. Phoenix Mills, 3% higher in trade. How are you looking at this current fresh momentum that we are looking at in the realty space? And is this a momentum one should chase? Your top stocks here?
So the sector has already been in an uptrend. I think it's not just 1 or 2 days we are witnessing an up move, but already a good decent amount of outperformance have been seen in Nifty Realty Index also. Now, if you compare, even if you compare it with the benchmark index, the Nifty index has not yet hit its all-time high. It has not surpassed its previous high. But Nifty Realty Index surpassed its previous high in the start of November itself and is continuously forming new highs. So I think that's where the outperformance clearly shows that the trended phase is there in Nifty Realty space. So this uptrend could continue. But these stocks have already seen a good amount of run up in this series. So I would advise to continue to ride on the trend if you have these stocks, but do not chase at higher levels. Buy and dips approach should be kept over here.
Right. Ruchit, please look at these two stocks as well. Again, related space. Hoodco is one stock that I wanted you to look at. This is a stock that's moving up in the Nifty 500 basket. 5.5% high in trade at 85.90 it's trading at currently. The other one is India Bulls Housing Real Estate Finance. And of course, Home First Finance as well. So housing finance companies are also moving up right now. How would you look at these particular counters?
So Hoodco is looking quite interesting. We have seen that in this recent correction, the volumes were not very high. And quite interesting, many of the PSU names have shown this pattern. The stocks, PSU stocks witnessed a significant run-up since the month of April till September. October and November were more phases of consolidations or some corrections were seen. But if you look at the volumes in many of these PSU names, such as Hoodco, the price up moves were supported by very good volumes, but there were no higher volumes when the stock prices were correcting. So it's not that the stock prices have seen a sell-off supported by high volumes. So I think this is where the longer-term picture still remains intact. So today again we have seen that the price up move, attracting good volumes in Hoodco. So I think the structure is quite positive, but of course one should look this from a mid-term perspective, where one can expect levels around 95 to 96, and one can initiate fresh longs over here as well with the stop loss below 80 rupees. And India Bull Housing Finance, a bit high beta name, but a gradual high top, high bottom structure has been there in this stock of late. And not only India Bull Housing Finance, if you look at other housing finance as well, as a LIC Housing Finance has given a breakout from a consolidation. India Bull Housing Finance has been doing good. So even PNB Housing Finance, of late, last few months have been good for the stock, where volumes were good along with the price up move. So I think this entire structure is buzzing. So the outperformance or price trended up move could continue there too.
Absolutely, and this is one of the trends that we picked up really early on in the shows today at somewhere like 9:30, 9:45, that the housing finance space was abuzz with the early gains led by Mahindra and Mahindra Financial Services, as also LIC Housing Finance, that at the moment is also buzzing fairly strongly. You'll see the chart coming in front of you. LIC Housing Finance, the last time I checked, it was sub 500. Let me just get the right price for you at the moment. 489. The early morning high was 493, and this is the second day of a very strong rally that you've seen coming. The other stocks that moved fairly sharply in the trade early morning were, of course, the latest darlings of the market, which is New India Assurance Company, now at 255 days high. Of course, GIC Ray, and the move came in fairly sharp and fairly strong. This is again a continuation pattern that we are seeing over the last so many days. And LIC, the parent of as far as the insurance space is concerned, at the moment trading at 682. We've seen very strong build-ups as far as cash markets are concerned. Remember, all three of them are in cash counters only. Let's look at Sakshi. Stocks that have hit record highs on the Nifty, and I'm very pleasantly surprised that the number is now 4 plus 4, 8. 12 stocks within Nifty have hit fresh highs today. You've discussed Ultratech Cement. It's crossed a fresh digit, which means 9,000. Wow. Maybe somebody in the corporate boardroom now needs to think whether a stock split will actually help liquidity or not. But as MRF has shown that the more illiquid the stock, the deeper pockets of institutional investors like it. But be that as it may, even MRF is at a record high, by the way. SBI Life coming back to Nifty record highs. So SBI Life 1438, 2% higher. Aisha, Titan and Sun Pharma we've discussed ad nauseum. Again 2% gains, 1.5% gains on these three counters. And the surprise packet here, of course, is the lone banking stock, Axis Bank. Let's just touch base with Ruchit again. Ruchit, a sheer outperformer amongst the pain that you witness in the private banking space has been Axis. Last week they had a management call with a lot of analysts and very nice reports had come in. What are the medium-term technical charts of Axis Bank telling you? Of course, this is a record high, a level that we can enter, or should we avoid?
No, I think one phenomenon that you see that usually continues in a bull market, is that those stocks are outperforming within a sector. They continue the outperformance, till the trend lasts. So I think if the banking has to continue its uptrend, then the Axis Bank would continue the outperformance from the other private sector compared to other private sector peers. And technically also there has been a breakout from a continuation pattern, so which indicates a probable target around 1140 to 1150. So I think this stock can be bought on any kind of dips towards 1040, 1050, where the risk reward ratio could become favorable again. Keep a stop loss below 1020 and expect target somewhere around 1140 in the near term.
Okay. That's very interesting. Sakshi, I'd just like to make one more point.
Sure.
And that too on Ultratech Cement. Let's do a long-term chart. You've seen 7 lakh shares trading on Ultratech Cement. By the way, this is 3 times the daily average of 2.5. So this breakout that has happened has come in on a very, very sharp rise in volume as well. So most likely this will continue. And of course, Ruchit has pointed out that apart from Ultratech Cement, it's the group holding company Grasim of the Aditya Birla Group that catches his attention. So this is a point that I wanted to make. Over to you, Sakshi.
Right. So a lot of other stocks also buzzing in trade. Let me now discuss some of the stocks that are again, one of those moving stocks. One is Trent I wanted to discuss, Ruchit. Again, it's one of the top gainers in the FnO space today, 4.5% higher. Of course, this stock we've discussed widely with other guests as well, especially from the time that Saurabh Mukherjee came onto our Diwali special edition, and he said that this is something that he's really bullish on. From that time until now as well, if we see there has been a substantial move. Let's look at the long-term charts as well. A month chart, 3 months chart to really track the momentum. 2807 is what we can track on the stock right now, 5% higher. Would you be bullish on the stock even at these current levels? You can see a 3-month chart and a 36% surge can be seen on your screens.
So Sakshi, if I look at any time frame, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly or quarterly chart, the setup is quite bullish over here. So there is no doubt about the trend, that the trend for the stock continues to remain positive. And the stock is trading around its all-time high. It's very difficult to put any kind of target price for it because this momentum could continue going ahead. So the best way to ride this trend is find out supports for the stock, keep your stop losses below the support level, and as the prices move higher, keep trailing your stop losses higher. So until we get any kind of price-wise reversal in the stock, the traders should continue to ride this trend. So now the support for base for the stock has shifted to around 2550, where the 20 EMA for the stock is placed. So definitely the trend still continues to remain bullish. One should continue to ride this trend, keep a stock below the support and continue to trail that stop loss higher.
Okay. The other point I wanted to make, Sakshi, as far as Trent is concerned, is that the entire Tata stable is in very, very heavy demand today. Mainly on because of Tata Technologies listing, and let me just mark some stocks for you. So Trent at a record high, and that has more to do with its earning strength. But apart from Trent, within the Tata stable you have Tata Consumer. Just a moment please. At the moment, okay, so you have Tata Steel, which is 0.5% higher, 128.50. Tata Power, it's consolidating at record levels, down marginally but still 267. Tata Motors, a bit of a profit booking at record high levels, but the stock has been up over the last 5 sessions because it was the selling parent of Tata Technologies. Tata Elxsi is 0.5% higher, 84.35. Tata Consumer, we've checked. Tata Communications, 1731, 1% higher, and the list goes on and on. There are 19 listed stocks within the Tata space, and all of them are either showing a very sharp thrust in volume or a very sharp thrust in price. Sakshi.
Absolutely. The other sector, then some of the stocks that are buzzing again are from the healthcare pack today. So, Ruchit, can you look at some of these buzzing stocks like Divi's Laboratories, for example? 3801 can be seen on this stock as well. You're also looking at Sun Pharma at 1220 odd or so, Dr. Reddy's Labs at 5775. How are you looking at the momentum in the healthcare space, and is this likely to continue?
So the trend still remains positive for Nifty Pharma Index as well, but I think one needs to be very selective from this stake, from this space, because the stocks have already seen a good run up. So I think couple of names such as Sun Pharma and Divi's Lab could continue their up move. Divi's Lab previous swing highs were around 3900, so I think the stock could approach 3900, 3950 range again. So I would continue to trade with a positive bias in the pharma, but we are very selective from the entire basket. Lupin, I would add another name where the good outperformance has been said since last few months. So Lupin, Sun Pharma, Divi's, these would be the three names where one can expect further upside from current levels.
Fair enough. Well, hold on with us, Ruchit. We will just take a very quick break right now, and when we return, we will continue to discuss more stocks that are in focus, and the ideas and the strategies can be discussed with Ruchit. So we'll be back shortly. Stay with us.
Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe from multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines, and many other sectors.
In today's rapidly evolving business environment, when risk is omnipresent, managing risks is no longer just about ticking a few boxes. Businesses need to maintain a panoramic view of risks to stay ahead of the curve. Join us to explore how organizations can rethink risk to unlock new possibilities and become fit for future. At PwC presents De-Risking the Future in collaboration with Business Today.
Welcome back. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra, and this is Market Today. With me is also Shailendra Bhatnagar, and the guest with us is Ruchit Jain of 5paisa.com. We've been discussing a flurry of stocks with him and the ideas as well. The next sector and the stocks that I want you to focus on is the auto space, Ruchit. Stocks like M&M, Hero Moto, Eicher Motors, they're all up in trade, and they have been in momentum, and more so now that tomorrow will be more focus on all of these because of the monthly sales data will come out. How would you be looking at some of these two-wheeler names that have started to perform after a long time, and will the party continue for them?
Because what we have seen recently, when the broader markets were consolidating or when the index was consolidating, these two-wheeler names, especially to name some of them, Bajaj Auto, TVS Motor, Hero Motoco, these have been showing outperformance even when the index was not moving. So I think that's where what we recently discussed, that in a bull market usually the stocks which show trended up moves where the outperformance is seen, generally that outperformance continue. So still no signs of reversal. So until we see any kinds of reversal signs coming in, it's better to ride this trend in case if anyone is holding any of the two-wheeler auto names.
Right. It's 3 p.m. ladies and gentlemen, and it's just half an hour left to what has been a fabulous expiry for the month of November. Remember, it's being Thursday, so futures draw to a close on the last Thursday of every month. December is on the anvil, both on the calendar as well as in the futures market, and this is the right time to take a stand back look on what has been a fantastic month. Let's start with the Nifty Mid-Cap Index, and Sakshi, I'd like to point out that you've seen a double-digit gain on the index. Forget the companies. I'm just saying that it's an 11% rise to a record high when it comes to the Nifty Mid-Cap Index. What you see, of course, is today's positioning. But if you look at the Nifty Mid-Cap 100 Index at October 26th, we had seen the index quote somewhere like 11% lower. and I'll mention the price in front of you. Yes, it was 38,294, and from that point till now you've seen a rally of minus करने में भी time लग रहा है 4,000 almost 4,600 points. That's the that's the Nifty mid cap 100, please. Let's have that on the screen. And the small cap index has been Sakshi equally ferocious. When you look at the small cap 100 index, again a record high and a runaway rally. The low on October 26th was actually 12,048, and here you have 14,114. So this is easy, 2,100 points.
Yeah.
Mathematics थोड़ी आसान हो जाती है. Nifty, 1,200 points on the Nifty.
Yes.
Which is roughly 6.1%, and Bank Nifty. You know, people are cursing Bank Nifty कि underperform. 4.8% rally on Bank Nifty. 3,500 पॉइंट. बताइए मतलब क्या हो गया लोगों को, कैसी कैसी आदतें बिगाड़ दी है बाजार ने जैन साहब. यहाँ 1% निफ्टी नहीं चलता था महीनों तो कोई कुछ नहीं कहता था. आजकल लगता है कि 6.1% कम है, 4.8% कम है. चलिए अब बताइए यहाँ से क्या करें. What next? What would you do? Somebody comes to you with 10 lakh rupees in a briefcase or a check and says रुचित भाई इसको इन्वेस्ट करना है बाजार में. अब बताइए क्या करें, आप बताइए.
सो आई थिंक शैल जी अगर देखेंगे तो 20,100 के आसपास अगर फ्रेश इन्वेस्टमेंट लेके आ रहे हैं तो वहां पे ऑफकोर्स थोड़ा सा रिस्क हायर रहेगा कंपेयर टू जहां पे हम एक महीना पहले खड़े थे. बट नॉनदलेस ये स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक मार्केट है, बुल मार्केट कंटिन्यू रहेगा, एंड इफ द बुल मार्केट कंटिन्यूज तो आपको स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक अपॉर्चुनिटीज ढूंढना होगा जहां पे आप अच्छे नो रिटर्न्स करंट लेवल से भी मिल सकते हैं. सो कपल ऑफ नेम्स नो जहाँ पे हमने जस्ट नो थोड़ी देर पहले शेयर किया, गेल है, HUL है. अब देखिए क्या हो रहा है कि मिड कैप्स ऑलरेडी चल चुके हैं, स्मॉल कैप्स ऑलरेडी चल चुके हैं, राइट. सो मिड कैप स्मॉल कैप्स थोड़े ओवरबॉट हो चुके हैं, तो वहां पे थोड़ा रिस्क रिवॉर्ड रेशियो इतना फेवरेबल नहीं है. लेकिन अगर आप लार्ज कैप स्टॉक्स देखेंगे, ठीक है, HDFC बैंक, ICICI बैंक, HUL जो हमने बात की, नो सो लार्ज कैप स्टॉक्स ऐसे जहां पे अब तक मोमेंटम आया नहीं है. और जो हम न्यूज फ्लोज भी देख रहे हैं कि नो अगर नो US से या फॉर FIIs के इन्वेस्टमेंट्स अगर यहाँ पे बढ़ते हैं, ऑफ लेट जस्ट टू ऐड टू दिस, FIIs इतने महीनों से कंटिन्यू सेलिंग कर रहे हैं, बट लास्ट एक हफ्ते से थोड़ा स्लो एंड ग्रेजुअल बाइंग उन्होंने स्टार्ट की है. सो इफ FIIs टर्न बायर्स गोइंग अहेड, आई थिंक दीज लार्ज कैप स्टॉक वुड ड्राइव मोमेंटम, और वहां पे रिस्क रिवॉर्ड रेशियो अभी भी फेवरेबल है, जो मार्केट ये अपट्रेंड के मार्केट को और ऊपर लेके जाने में जिनमें क्षमता है. सो आई वुड सजेस्ट दैट इफ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर फ्रेश इन्वेस्टमेंट ओवर हियर, look for investments in some of the large cap names जहाँ पे recently थोड़ा अंडर परफॉर्मेंस रहा है, तो रिस्क रिवॉर्ड रेशियो वहां पे फेवरेबल है. HDFC बैंक, HUL, गेल जैसे नेम्स करंट लेवल्स पे भी काफी अट्रैक्टिव है, जो अच्छे रिटर्न्स बना के दे सकते हैं.
Right. With that, Ruchit, thank you so much for your wonderful time that you've spent with us discussing quality stocks, especially Gas Authority of India. We'll keep an eye out on that. Chota packet, bada dhamaka is what PSU stocks are being characterized as. And Ruchit ji picked up the one with the maximum energy, Gas Authority of India Limited. Let's welcome Sunny Agarwal. He's the Deputy Vice President and Head of Fundamental Desk at SBI Securities. Welcome, Mr. Agarwal. What a sunny day to welcome you on market today. Your smile tells me that you got an allotment on Tata Tech as well. Am I right? And if you did, what have you done? Fabulous listing. Your views on Tata Tech first.
Yeah, thanks LG for inviting me on the show. First of all, I because of the work pressure, all the 4 IPOs in a day, we were busy writing the IPO note, and I forgot to apply for that IPO.
Sakshi is very happy. She also did not get an allotment.
I did not get. Only Shailendra got.
So again, bumper listing. I mean, expectation was around 800, 900 rupees, and right now stock is trading around 1,300 bucks. I think right now at the current market price, it is trading very close to KPIT's valuation, that is 80 time price to earning multiple. And what I feel is that if somebody want to take a fresh position in Tata Tech, better to wait for next few days, let the excitement die down. maybe 200, 300 rupees the pullback, and then one can look at a fresh position. But I'm sure many investor similar to the R Power IPO would have opened the demat account just to apply for the Tata Tech issue. And if they would have been allocated share, then I would suggest that the first experience should be positive, and let's book the profit who are the first time investor in the equity market. Let's enjoy the party, and maybe from tomorrow onwards, they can look at some fresh position in the market. And if somebody is a really long term investor, 3 to 5 year investor, one can stay remain invested in Tata Tech.
Okay. What about the others as well? Give us your view on IREDA and on Gandhar as well. We've seen an 80% upside on Gandhar too. So, of course, in comparison, we are focusing more on Tata Tech. But
Yes.
Gandhar also, when we talk about individually, 80% upside is not less. For IREDA, also a 56% upside, and second day in a row, 12-13% upside again today. How would you advise investors, those with the allotment and those looking to buy afresh? Should one really gather the courage to buy with such upside as well?
No, so I would again, I have the same suggestion for both IREDA and Gandhar that one should wait for a pullback. In fact, Gandhar, what I feel is that at a current market price, the stock is fairly valued. One has to keep in mind that white mineral oil is a commodity, although Gandhar may be a market leader globally or in the domestic market. But the issue was priced at around 9 times price to earning multiple, and right now, post nearly doubling of the stock price, it is trading close to 18 to 20 price to earning multiple band. I think that's a fair valuation which any commodity business usually command, and one can book profit in Gandhar oil at a current juncture. And regarding IREDA, again, I think at a current market price now it is close to 2 price to book. The issue was priced at around 1 price to book, and it is in line with other power finance companies like REC and PFC. So better to wait for a pullback. IREDA is definitely a portfolio stock. One should wait for a pullback and add in the portfolio for a long-term perspective.
Okay, so we actually got hold of Mr. Agarwal to request him to discuss stocks which are already trading for quite a while, but the discussion actually turned to the fabulous IPO listings. And yes, I'm sure people at Gandhar are equally happy in terms of installment. It's just that there is someone who's listed at double the premium of even the fabulous premium that Gandhar has listed at. Okay, सनी जी, अब आपसे मुश्किल सवाल करते हैं. ये बताइए, 20,100 आपके सामने निफ्टी आ चुका है. यहाँ पर अगर फ्रेश पैसा डिप्लॉय करना पड़े तो कहाँ डाला जाए, और कौन कौन से स्टॉक्स, कौन कौन से सेक्टर्स आपको पसंद हैं जहाँ पर इस पैसे को डिप्लॉय किया जाए?
Yeah, definitely. What I feel is that right now the undercurrent is very strong as far as equity markets is concerned. So if you see, if you on a daily basis, if you track a 52-week high low list, what we are noticing is that on a daily basis, 250 to 300 stocks are making 52-week high, and that's almost 8 to 10% of the actively traded universe. So that shows that the undercurrent is pretty strong in the equity market. And when it comes to the what one should do if somebody wants to deploy a fresh capital in the current equity or current market, I feel one should be biased positively. Obviously, there are few events which are lined up during the next 2 to 3 days: election outcome, OPEC meeting outcome. At the same time, inflation and jobless numbers, claims number in the US market. But having said that, the trend is positive, and one can look at domestic consumption stories. So one can look at stories like liquor companies, Sula Vineyard, or for that matter, Radico Khaitan, doing pretty well. Again, December quarter is likely to be a pretty robust quarter for all these consumption stories. Or one can look at banks like AU Small Finance Bank. Recently, the bank has posted a decent set of numbers for the quarter two, and at the same time, they are likely to do well for next 2 to 3 years. Or for that matter, Catholic Syrian Bank, where we have seen a change in management of late. The new management is doing pretty well, at the same time, decent trading at a decent valuation. On NBFC side, we like business like L&T Finance. Again, recently post a change in RBI regulation, the company has went on record to say that there is no significant impact that is likely to happen on portfolio, and that is the one business which we like. On auto side, we like anyway. Auto is on a strong up move, but we still feel there is a value left in Aisha Motor. So Aisha Motor, after the recent trouble because of the launch of new product by the competitor. I think the company is still doing pretty well, and there is still 10 to 15% upside left in Eicher Motor. On auto end side, we like companies like SGS Enterprises, which is again a technology agnostic company focusing on aesthetic of automobiles. So that is a company which we like. Subro's Motor is the one company where we feel that it's a kind of turning around that business of the supplying air conditioning system to passenger vehicle. That business is turning around and that is likely to do well. So I mean, many stock specific opportunities are there in the market.
So, Sunny, Eicher at record high levels, 38.93. Would you still buy?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what I feel is that a stock which is scaling up a new high again is likely to do well over the next 6 to 12 months. And the reason behind record high is that the street is very confident of the strong earning delivery over the next 4 to 8 quarters, and that is the reason stock is scaling up anew.
Okay.
Okay.
The other points actually here is that premiumization of bikes is happening. So the two stocks within this space actually, yes, two stocks within this space which are running up on this one is of course Eicher, which has joined the party fairly recently, and TVS Motors. No stopping these two. And of course you've seen Bajaj Auto surge dramatically well on exports and their EV plan. And Hero Motors, I think, is now playing catch up. So definitely Eicher sounds very good, as does the boom of its bike, which is in Delhi they call it Bolt. The E is silent, BULLT.
Oh, okay. Not bullet. I like what you say. Okay. So that's as far as the auto space is concerned. Talk to us about some of the other sectors that now you're turning overweight on. You know, we are almost drawing close to the year end now, just a month away. But for the new year then, 2024, which are the sectors that you believe are going to be overweight for you?
Yeah, so again, 2024, what I feel is that this has been a lot under discussion that small cap, mid cap has rallied a lot, and maybe 2024 is a year where large cap will be under focus. And what I believe is that banking as a sector has underperformed significantly during last 3 to 4 months. At the same time, chemical seems to be bottoming out. I feel that the worst is over for chemical as well as agrochemical sector. So I think both these sectors, which were underperformer since the last few months and few years, can be one of the outperformer. At the same time, pharma, we are seeing a lot of positive commentary coming from the company, especially on the US market side, wherein we have seen a price erosion getting stopped, and at the same time seeing a healthy demand. So pharma is one of the sector which we feel can be a outperformer in 2024.
Okay, fair enough. Let's take a quick break right now, but when we return, we will continue to discuss more stock ideas with Sunny. So stay with us on Business Today Television.
Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe from multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines, and many other sectors.
In today's rapidly evolving business environment, when risk is omnipresent, managing risks is no longer just about ticking a few boxes. Businesses need to maintain a panoramic view of risks to stay ahead of the curve. Join us to explore how organizations can rethink risk to unlock new possibilities and become fit for future. At PwC presents De-Risking the Future in collaboration with Business Today.
Welcome back. You're watching Market Today on Business Today Television with me, Sakshi, and also Shell. And also joining us is Sunny Agarwal, Head of Fundamental Desk at SBI Securities. Sunny, before we took the break, we were discussing about your top favorite sectors for 2024. You said that most of the underperforming sectors are likely to come back and become the flavor of 2024. But I want to ask you, what about those that really outperformed? You know, the PSU stocks, the PSU banking stocks, say the defense majors, also the shipbuilding stocks as well. How would you look at each of these sectors? Will they continue to perform in 2024?
Yeah, what I feel is that again the defense and PSU entire basket where government is accelerating the capex, that sector will continue to outperform, especially on the shipping side. So we have seen Mazda dock rallying from 600, 700 bucks to 2000 levels. But recently there is a rumor that government is likely to further announce deals worth 1.5 to 2 lakh crore rupees, and the key beneficiary out of that can be HAL, Cochin Shipyard, and all those companies. So shipping company is something where there is a pretty long, strong revenue visibility for next 8 to 10 years. So once they get an order for any shipbuilding, I think the execution period is pretty long, 4 to 5 years, and order book continue to remain strong for coaching shipyard especially. So order book is right now at around 22,000 crore. Recently, the management during the con call has mentioned that 13,000 crore worth of order are in pipeline. So pretty strong set of number. I mean order book for coaching. At the same time, they are yet to cross their pre-COVID top line as well as bottom line. I remember that pre-COVID Cochin shipyard used to do 600, 650 crore kind of profits, and right now they are churning profit of around 400 crore annually. So that can be one of the sector to be in. Regarding PSU Bank, again, what I feel is that PSU Bank one has to be very selective with the competition hitting up on deposit mobilization, cost of fund increasing for each and every bank. What I feel is one should stay with a larger franchisee such as Canara Bank, Bank of Baroda, or for that matter, Indian Bank, where they have got a capability to mobilize the deposit at a relatively better rate as compared to their peers in the other PSU bank sector.
Okay. This is the view that is coming in on the PSU basket. Sunny, the other sector that's started to move up is the energy space. A very, very strong build-up in BPCL, HPCL. Gas authorities kicked off its first day of move coming in. We are talking about the energy space, Indian Oil, BPCL. Yes. So within this space, Sunny, which would be the top stocks to look at? Where do you think attention is still deficit as far as bulls are concerned?
So what I feel, Shailji, is that energy space is something which is purely linked to crude oil prices. If crude oil price continue to remain benign in the range of $80-$85, I think OMC is the space to be in. I think trading at a very cheaper valuation, less than 5 times price to earning multiple. So OMC is the space where the valuations are very attractive, and in case the crude oil continue to remain range bound or benign in the range of $80, $85, I think their marketing margin will continue to remain healthy, and there won't be any intervention from the government, especially in the times of election where we are going for a general election in the span of next 4 to 5 months. So one can invest in an energy space with a caveat that one need to keep tracking crude oil prices. And today, again, there is an outcome of OPEC meeting. So let's see, I hope there is no further production or supply cut from the OPEC member, and crude oil will continue to trade in the $80-$85. If that is the case, then I would like to bet my money on companies like HPCL, IOC, and BPCL.
Right. Even at these escalated prices, you see Sakshi, HPCL and BPCL. BPCL, in fact, is the top performing Nifty stock for the month of November, up 27%. This is the price in front of you, 436. And even now, there is a mad rush for this one because the company's announced a 21 rupee dividend. The owners of the stock, whose record date will be mentioned by December 12th, will be eligible for that special dividend, and that even at this elevated price is 5% dividend yield.
Wow.
So that is something that is driving BPCL. HPCL too has been one of those fantastic outperformers, and I think, you know, a lot of sleeping giants are waking up. This week you had LIC, GIC Ray, and NIACL running anywhere between say 13 and 25%. You've seen a very, very sharp rally on the energy stocks that Sunny mentions, HPCL, BPCL and IOC. Gas Authority has joined the party today, and the metal space is taking a bit of a rest. GMDC, NMDC, MOIL, which was the other one, Midhani, all of them are quiet, as also are the defense space. So you know what's going to move next week, which is metals and defense. So ये इन लोगों ने पैक्ट बना रखा है. 8 स्टॉक हम रिलैक्स करेंगे इस हफ्ते.
NBCC is up today 9% higher.
क्या
76.
सनी जी,
NBCC.
क्या कीजिए NBCC में?
Yeah, again, I mean, at one point of time, it was a darling stock of market. Used to deliver consistent number with a healthy margin, EBITDA margin of 4 to 5%, and post that when the margin collapsed, the stock was out of flavor. But again, I think since last 2-3 quarters, the company is doing relatively better. And again, order book continue to remain healthy for NBCC and likes of Goodco. So valuation catch-up is something which is happening in this entire PSU space.
Fair enough. Let's also talk about some more sectors and some more stocks that are on the move again. We have discussed a lot of sectors like, let's talk about cement. I was discussing with Ruchit before. So let me take your view as well. Ultratech Cement, I mean, 9,000 is now on the screens. We have India Cements that moving up 8% higher in FnO. Grasim is moving up. That Ruchit really pointed out that one should keep an eye out on that too as the holding company. How would you look at the cement space and the move here? Your top favorite stock right now from the cement basket?
Yeah, so cement continue to look attractive, especially on the both the ends of the spectrum. On one hand, demand is looking pretty healthy, 8 to 10% volume growth for the industry. On the other hand, with the pull off in the input prices, the margins or EBITDA per ton is likely to sustain for the all the cement majors. And what I feel is that one can participate in this sector through Ultratech. Again, that's one of the market leading company. ACC Ambuja is something which I feel back from these Adani stable that has not done well. So entire Adani group has moved up, and recently there was a interest from Adani group to acquire Kesoram Cement also. So what I feel is that Adani is likely to expand the capacity of cement over the next 2 to 3 years aggressively, organically as well as inorganically. So Ambuja, I would like to pick from the Adani pack. And on the mid cap side, our top picks are JK Lakshmi, JK Cement, and Gitlakar.
Okay, this is a fair point that Sunny brings about, that we are having a rally in the cement space. We've had a fantastic blowout rally in the Adani group of stocks just 2 sessions ago, and it's Ambuja and ACC that haven't participated. So these are the 2 stocks that we look at from tomorrow onwards. That's a wonderful point to make, Sunny, and kudos to you that pointing out that Ambuja and ACC haven't participated as much as have stocks such as Adani Enterprises, Adani Ports. This is of course today's number, but if you see the 5-day move, you'll see a fairly strong traction coming in as far as the Adani stocks are concerned. Adani Enterprises, Adani Ports, Adani Energy Solutions, all of them have given dramatic returns this particular week. 324, we are 6 minutes away from what has been one of the best FnO expiries as far as the Nifty is concerned, as also the mid cap index up 12%. Sunny, you speak to a lot of foreign investors. What are they thinking? Of course, the news flow has been positive for the economy, and over the last 4 sessions, our foreign friends have turned bit buyers. Is the sentiment changing at that end as well?
First of all, Shailji, so we are a part of retail broking house and not an institution broking house. But having said that, I have got a lot of friends who are working for institution, and I think everyone is pretty bullish on India as a growth story. Only the concern with foreign investor is on valuation front. What I feel is on a relative basis, India continue to remain slightly expensive. So if you compare valuation of Nifty 50 trading close to 20 time price to earning multiple. As compared to that, MSCI emerging market indices is trading close to 12, 13x price to earning multiple. But having said that, India has historically commanded premium as compared to its other peers. And within BRICS, if I have to look at, India is the only shining star which currently look one of the safe bet as far as the investment destination is concerned. So I think with a global supportive cues like a weakening of US dollar, a cool off in US bond yield, I think the trade is toward risk on, and emerging market assets like equity market will continue to attract fund flow, and India will be one of the key beneficiaries.
Fair enough. Sunny, one more sector and one more space that has been buzzing off late, the life insurance stocks. How would you be looking at all of these? HDFC Life, SBI Life, GIC RE, New India Assurance, all of them have been moving up off late. The fresh momentum, is it good to chase for the medium to long term? And in your pecking order, how would you put these life insurance stocks?
Yeah, so again on life insurance side, if you remember, during the budget there was some hurdle that on 5 lakh rupee and above premium there will be taxation and all those stuff. And now I think all the companies have overcome that hurdle. And right now, if you listen to the commentary of all the life insurance companies, they are pretty well placed in terms of pushing a higher margin product, which is the term plan and all those stuff. And within that, again, we need to divide the basket into two parts. One is private players and one is public sector enterprises. So first, talking about public sector companies like LIC, which is a part of life insurance, one of the cheapest company in terms of valuation, trading close to one price to embedded value, as compared to their private peers, which are trading close to 2.5 to 4 times price to embedded value. So valuation catch up is something which is happening on LIC side. And at the same time, recently management went on record to say that they are likely to post 20% growth on individual premium portfolio. This is for LIC. And coming on to HDFC Life, again, a market leader doing pretty well in terms of the premium growth. So that will continue to do well as far as private life insurance sector is concerned. Again, Max Life is one of the company which is doing pretty well. If you track month-on-month number of premium collection, Max Life is one of the company which is doing pretty well in terms of the premium collection.
Okay. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll draw to a close on November's FnO expiry. The Nifty is closing flat, 20,136 in futures, up 4%, 4 points, and that's more or less expected. That's the move that comes in as far as the event of the expiry is concerned on one particular day. But full marks to bulls on Dalal Street. This is a 6.1% uptick on the month of November. Remember, this one started at 18,820, and you have a full 100 and 1,000, 1,200, 1,000, 1,300 point rally. This is what our desk is showing. Remember, this is the cash counter. The FnO is slightly higher, therefore I mentioned 6.1. Bank Nifty, let's have a look at it. A 4.8% rally from the lows of the ones that you see on October 26th. The mid-cap Nifty, an 11.6% surge on this one as far as the November expiry is concerned. And Sakshi, now I'm going to read out the stocks that have given this fantastic space. And remember, what I'm telling you is the monthly gain. We'll start with Power Finance Corporation, 45%. A single month, 22 trading sessions, perhaps less. 45% is the uptick, including the 2.5% today in this FnO expiry. BHEL, 44%. The counter is now at 2018 highs, 171. I distinctly remember, Sakshi, there was a time when BHEL was trading below 40 rupees, and in Bombay, the best eating dish at that particular city is Bhel Puri. So the how should I say, the stock took it so adversely that it started rising from 40 to what is now 170. Of course, that was 2 years ago. MCX up 42%. HPCL, the ones that Sunny just mentioned, 46% higher. Trent record high, 27.65. RECL 31%. The list goes on and on. And the good part is that a vast majority of them, Sakshi, are PSU stocks.
Wonderful.
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we draw to a close on market today. A fantastic rally on Dalal Street, and let's hope that the record high that we are looking at and looking for happens fairly sooner. Tonight will be the night for the exit polls for 5 states. Do tune into India Today. We've been breaking news on this one over the last decade or so, and provided what the results are, the future trajectory of the market will be decided tomorrow.
Absolutely. And with that, we will wrap up this special edition. Many thanks for joining us on Business Today TV and on Market Today. But do stay tuned as action continues on the other side on your screens on Business Today television.
Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe for multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines and many other sectors.
In today's rapidly evolving business environment, when risk is omnipresent, managing risks is no longer just about ticking a few boxes. Businesses need to maintain a panoramic view of risks to stay ahead of the curve. Join us to explore how organizations can rethink risk to unlock new possibilities and become fit for future. At PwC presents De-Risking the Future in collaboration with Business Today.